Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome once more. You may be new to JavaScript and you're already fluent with the coding, but there are some tricks that most beginners don't know, and it's good to know because it can help you debug some of your code. So that's why we're going to talk about. So let's start advanced tricks. First of all, what is my basic settings? I have an HTML page called test.html. And as you can see, it's basic. It has it is included with a small script2.js, which I just alerted the welcome page. Now I've opened my HTML. I've just alerted the welcome message. So I'll just open my web browser. I use Chrome, and let me just refresh so that we can see the welcome message. So that is our basic startup for this tutorial. The first thing I want to mention is semicolons. Semicolons are not obligatory for the modern JavaScript. For example, this is an alert welcome. Let me alert another one. Hello. I save it, and if I refresh my browser, you can see this is welcome, this is hello. It's normal, they have both semicolons. So if I remove this one, you can see welcome, hello. So semicolons is not more obligatory, but it's a good practice to put it because it may bring you some errors in the future you may not know about it. So for good practice, just put your semicolon. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is how to declare variables. Now in JavaScript, declaration is as simple as like this. I should declare a first variable x to be 2, and I can declare a second one to be 3. That's simple. So the simple trick I want to show you today is that you can declare all of that in one line, separated with a comma, just by separating it with a comma. So that's all. If I try to print it,
it's 11 o'clock.
You can notice it's gonna print 2 and 3, 2 and 3. So you can declare more than one variable in one line. Those are just tricks I'm telling you to know that it exists, but the good practice ones that you should put each declaration in a different line. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is strings. Now we all know that strings are separated. I usually are declared using a single or double quotes most of the times. Let me just call Michael. So this is a string Michael. Let me just print it out. Print name. You see, this is Michael. This is for single quotes. Now for double quotes, the same thing. Michael, that works. Now the third one that not every beginner usually knows is a backtick. It looks like the single quote, but it's not a single quote. So this is also a declaration. Michael, you see it works, and this one even has a special advantage because it evaluates the content inside the backticks. Let's try to declare. Let me declare another variable like age 4. Now inside here I can say this is Michael, a comma, and the age of Michael is. Inside I can access the value, the variable age. In fact, let me just call this one a message. Okay, so the message is gonna print Michael and age equal 4. So this is our baby Michael. Michael, age equal 4. So when you use the backtick, as you can see on the screen, you can access variables inside the backticks. That's the advantage of using the backticks. because if I use the double quotes here, it doesn't have that advantage. It's gonna print it out like literally like that, as you can see. So that's it for string. That's what I wanted to talk about. And next we're going to use the type of this is a JavaScript reserved keywords that try to tell you which type of variable you're dealing with. For example, as we can see from the screen, age is an integer. So if I write type of for a type of age, it's supposed to return integer because there's a number inside. There must be an error. Let me check again. Type of age. Now I need to print it, that I forgot. Okay. Okay. If I refresh, you see it returns a number. But there are just two types. You see, it's used like a function. I just wanted to show you that two ways of using it. You can use it literally just like that, just like a simple let statement like that, and it still does the job, number. So you can use it like a function by putting parentheses, or you can like this, or you can just access this directly by using type of. That's it for one advanced trick. Conversion from one type to another. Since we just finished talking about type of, now how to convert from one type to another. Now age is an integer, as we all know. Let me just put back what was there before. So if I execute this code or interpret it, since we're talking about JavaScript, it's a script. If I interpret it, you see it returns a number. Now I can convert this age to a string by using the string keyword. So if I return type of string of age, now it's going to return a string. You just refresh the page, string. So that's it about conversion. Anything you put string, the string function on top, it's going to convert it into a string. Another thing I'm going to talk about, it's calculations on strings. Anytime there's a mathematical operation, JavaScript converts the operands to figures. For example, if I alert 3 plus 2, we all know the answer. It's going to show 5. Now, if I put single quotes, if I put this in quotes, this becomes a string, and this becomes like a string plus another string. Now if I refresh my browser, it gives 32. It gives 32, and that's concatenation. That's normal. Okay, if I put a plus, it concatenates a string and a string, so it's normal 5, it's gonna be 32. You need to take that into consideration. This is called concatenation. Now this works only for the plus sign, because the plus sign is used for concatenation with strings. But if I put another operator like division, you see it's gonna convert 3 to an integer and 2 to an integer. So it's going to result in a division of 3 and 2, which is going to give 1.5. So you need to take that into consideration. When there is an operator between two strings, it converts them to integer, except for the plus. So if I put the negative here, it's still going to return 1, because 3 minus 2 is 1. As you can see, it does the mathematical operations behind. Now there's another reserved JavaScript keyword that does it if you want to explicitly convert a string to a number. It's just it's very simple. It's called number with a capital N. And so if I type number of a string 2, it's gonna return 2. Yeah, that's normal. Now if I return the type of to get the type, because normally initially it was 2. So if I put type of, you're gonna see it's gonna return it's a number. It's a number because I converted it to a number. If I remove this, you see it's a string. So that's basically it. Now we're gonna talk about other things like what about if I convert a string like this? It's gonna return something pretty interesting. It's a number. So number converts everything to number, but what's inside precisely? So let me just remove this. Let me remove the type of and just display the result of the conversion. It returns NaN, which means not a number. So it has converted it to a number, a special number in JavaScript called NaN, which stands for not a number. So it did the mathematical operation of conversion, but notice that it cannot convert this string of characters into a number and return that special JavaScript keyword NaN. So it's to be taken into consideration. I can also convert a Boolean value into a number. True returns 0. It's good for you to know. True returns 1. Sorry, and false returns 0. That's something to know. And null too. That's another JavaScript keyword that represents nothing. Nothing automatically logically brings us to 0. It's good to know. So ladies and gentlemen, that's about some of the tricks I wanted to show you today regarding JavaScript that most beginners don't know, and I'm going to come with further videos about JavaScript tricks. I hope this has been informative, and thank you for viewing.